This stream contains fast flashing images that may affect viewers who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy and other photosensitivities. Viewer discretion is advised.
We're starting the day with 8 remaining teams, and in just a few hours, we'll be down to our top 6. It's back-to-back elimination matches day. And coming to you live from the Riot Games Arena in Berlin, Germany, welcome to Day 4 of Game Changers Championship. I'm Victoria. On the desk today with me, of course, we got Tom, Biz, and we got Wyatt. Hello, hello. How are you guys feeling today? I mean, lower bracket yesterday, little surprising.
We got 2 EMEA teams playing today. I'm always going to be nervous, you know.
Are you?
Yeah, I've got to. Well,
Should be nervous.
I say I've got to back them, but then I remember my predictions. I got to probably back them, you know.
Yeah. Are you full of hope?
Are you?
That didn't seem very hopeful. Well, I've got to back them.
I've got to back them, you know. I want them to win, but you know, maybe they won't.
Yeah, me at this point, #1 is ZETA Enjoyer. I am ready to watch more ZETA. They were so
competition
fun yesterday.
I don't know. I think Mika and Mitch were properly enjoying them.
They were all in?
I think they predicted them yesterday.
I predicted them yesterday.
you?
A few of us did. I think
okay.
4 or 5
Really?
of us predicted ZETA.
Oh,
That's
wow.
crazy.
You thought you cooked. didn't
Everyone
you?
could've
Like, it's
swung.
just only me.
No, I did. Yeah, I thought it was
ALG was a little bit of the hot pick
I did it
yesterday, and
first.
I solely did that.
I
But,
submitted mine as soon as we got the message.
but today will be interesting. We talk our predictions because, well, yesterday was our first elimination day. We have 1 more day of elimination. We're going to have to say goodbye to 2 more of our teams. So today we've got FlyQuest Red versus ZETA, and of course we've got Giant X. Oh, sorry, yesterday we had ALG versus Giant X. So 2 of these teams had to go home. ALG was one of them, and FlyQuest Red, of course, the other team, sending them back.
Yeah.
Back home, flying home.
It did hurt
flying,
to
questing
see
home.
my American compatriots sadly be sent home. FlyQuest so early. I really didn't expect it. They had such a great run this year online. It was unfortunate that they had to have that last minute sub, but even still, Lace is such an excellent player. Really didn't think it would go down like that. Just 2 games and they're out. Pretty crazy.
I also just think it showed the step up from ZETA though, because I think pretty much everyone went into that game going, okay, they're probably going home, especially after the close game we saw before from FlyQuest.
Yeah. I know. I think it's going to be a lot of surprises. Today might be a bit more surprises, and we want to know what you guys think at home. So that brings us to our Mastercard fan poll. We want to know if you believe in ZETA's miracle run.
Yes.
So scan the QR code,
Scanning it.
cast your vote, and we'll have the results later on. Well, yeah.
I'm scanning
So
the
I don't know
code.
if I should reveal it now.
Supporting ZETA.
It may not be a surprise who I'm supporting today.
So
Tom.
if you're being biased, you'd say for this vote, people should vote yes,
Yes.
based on your opinions, which are not going to come up in the predictions later on.
It may or may not come up in the predictions later on.
That's all right.
Yeah, but
I'm here to balance you
out.
out. I'm the Falcons.
Yes. Well, that's why you're in green today. We're in ZETA colors.
Perfect.
So we are in
Wait,
like...
we didn't even try to do that on purpose, but we did.
I know.
That makes sense.
It ended up working out perfectly. Now, yesterday's winners didn't get much time to celebrate because they had to run it back and fight for survival today once again. First up today, of course, we got Falcons Vega versus ZETA Division, and then it's going to be Visa Crew Blaze versus Giant X. These teams have been making a lower bracket run, and it's not going to be easy because look, we're going to find out who's going to be waiting in that upper bracket. And we have the Giants there. We've got G2 goes in, of course, and Shopify Rebellion. But you know, today's matches. Any vibes on the second match before we get into it?
I'm a big fan of what I've seen from Visa Crew Blaze so far. I think they really impressed me. I think there's been a lot of teams where it's like, I already had decent expectations for like G2, MIBR. I think again, like all the teams in the upper bracket have been impressive, but Visa Crew Blaze going that close versus G2, I didn't expect that, and also how well they played in their first game.
Definitely. I mean, you said it right before we were going live that these 2 matches look like they could be 3 mappers. These should be pretty close bangers. At least it definitely looks that way on paper. I'd be surprised to see a real like stomp today.
Now, We don't know because we've been surprised a lot of times, and like you said, some of these teams have pushed the top contenders already. So considering we have no idea about these matches, it's a perfect time to play what happens next. Tom, you made a game.
I'm stealing your job.
Normally, I have to conduct these games, but now it's going to be you. Let me take.
Okay.
Let me take.
You said you're excited to play, so that's why
I never
I've come
get
up
to
with a
play
game.
the games.
He's a little iPad baby, Victoria. I do have games on here.
Do you?
Play some games.
All right.
You have
All right.
Valorant Mobile.
Yeah,
of course.
mobile.
That is what you've been playing this
Exclusive
entire
already.
time.
It looks
Yeah.
great.
It has
But
the
to
new
explain basically what we're going to be doing, I have found a few clips. They are from this tournament, so you don't have to worry too much. They are things that have already happened, but they were things that may be a little bit fun or a little bit silly. And I'm just going to try and get you guys, the big brains, to predict what's going to be happening in these rounds and hope you get them wrong so I get to reveal afterwards.
Okay. We're going to get them right.
Perfect.
We're a team, right? We're not like competing against each other.
No, we are working together here.
You
right
only
now.
have one tablet, so you kind of have to work together.
I'll be drawing.
You don't have a choice.
And hold on.
So, we are going into our first clip. We're going to be looking at Floor for this one, always a player, so you can see where the Yoru is. All I'm going to ask you to do is where does Floor go in this round? For the whole round, I want you to draw...
Where does Floor go for the whole round?
What her pathing is. So you're looking at the Yoru.
Whole round?
Yes, yeah. Until the end of the round, what is your prediction?
Because that would
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I don't think she does not
Because
use
that
her ult from my memory.
Okay.
Maybe a gate crash.
In this whole round, yeah, there is I believe it's quite fuzzy.
Is that what it is?
Maybe
It's
we
so
can
blurry.
full screen zoom again. But that being said, I think that right there, oh, I'm not in the circle. I think that right there is in fact the gate crash.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with then Floor going from here all the way, fighting the Omen, gets the kill, goes into heaven. And then in the meantime,
Oh, yes.
I feel like there's going to be, some Cypher action towards a main, Sova scaling off Floor, you know what I mean? And then at some point, we're going right back into the gate crash. We have to. Surely.
Yes.
But where do we go from there?
That is the question.
we have
Where
to
do you
keep
go from
going after that?
Yeah. You got to predict where is Floor
Where
going.
does Floor go from there?
Okay.
I'm trying to remember.
I'm trying to remember, because I kind of remember
The critical
this.
issue is
That's why it's
I can't.
I know.
But I'm trying.
Okay.
Maybe
Go back to here.
could just repath into A. Could just fight, go back, and then we go right back into A. We meet up with the Cypher.
See, now you've drawn another line. It's just going to get so confusing.
There's a lot going on. And then we end up with Sarah also scaling into A. They regroup, kind of a two-pronged little hit. Are you vibing with this, or do you think I'm stupid?
I don't want to call my analyst stupid, but I don't know if that's the play. Okay, you know what? We have a few of these. Let's go with yours.
Okay, we're going to go
So
with
I will say you were very close.
Really?
Okay.
Very close.
Oh, what did I get wrong?
Well, we'll wait and see, but there is the opening kill, and I believe you'll be able to see on the map that Floor does basically go in the direction you were saying.
Yeah.
All the way up towards heaven. But this, as I said, this was really impressive.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to be upset because you were so damn close to getting it correct.
Okay, wait.
She's currently waiting for the fight to come through.
Oh, doesn't.
Which, as you can
fully
guess,
swing.
because it is going to be
And does
Floor,
go through, gets
wins
the kill.
battle. Then you had the TP.
I'm so close.
And you are so close. The only problem with what you said is she does not go into the A site.
That's the part I wasn't sure
It's
about.
actually
Did she just reflank again?
it is a rinse and repeat from
she
Floor.
rinse and repeats it.
I
and
should have
does
stepped on my
exactly the
And
same
the thing
thing
is-
and gets a second kill.
And Falcons, they didn't expect that either.
No,
Neither
no,
me
they
nor
did not.
Falcons expected
were also
her
surprised,
to
that's
go to
right.
the same spot.
Well, it worked.
all right, I
Great.
get
so close.
I get like 75%.
Yeah,
score
I'll
on
give
that
you
one.
that. I'll give you that.
75% score. All right, what have we got next on there?
We've got a second
Yeah,
clip.
more?
I
What are we
believe
taking a
we've
peek
got
at?
time for one more. So
Okay.
we'll be bringing up.
We have some sunset. Oh, this was the crew G2
Okay.
banger.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
So it is already. You're not going to get much on this clip. As you can see, Michaela
Yes.
is already in a pretty strong position. But what goes wrong for G2 in this round?
What goes wrong for G2?
Yes, as you can see.
What goes wrong for G2? Okay. I'm going to
So
start.
Michaela is obviously on the attack. You've got defenders looking to completely surround her. What goes wrong for them here?
I wonder if this is going to be...
Oh my God.
G2 doesn't have a situation where they Did not check corner.
Oh my goodness.
Crossing.
So, okay, there's definitely going to be this further. There's clearly going to be further pathing in this direction to some extent. That's going to happen. And then I'm trying to think what goes wrong. Wait.
I think.
Wait.
Michaela being there
was this
is
a timing?
huge
Was this
hit.
an egregious timing moment?
I don't know, is it?
Okay,
I don't know why I'm asking.
That's
You constructed the game to confuse me.
I think
I-
that
you take
I made
Bribes,
this clear.
perhaps.
I'm gonna make a call on
Okay,
this.
make a call.
Fade comes out, goes down. But by this point,
No,
you
go
guys
for
can't
it.
see
And
what
you
I'm
got to
doing.
double tap.
I got to double tap.
You
We
double
can see
tap
the
and you
breach,
hold.
Head in. I'm so. I can't.
There we go.
Oh, it's happened. Oh no.
This is why I'm the artist and you're
Okay,
the analyst.
draw for me.
You tell me what's going on.
I think Breach is gonna catch the neon.
Oh,
while,
okay, so
Mika gets the. Oh my goodness, I'm screwing up this whole. This is why
So the
you put me in the
breach-
host desk.
the breach comes up here. This is where we're at right now.
Okay, and how does that? Because that is not a player from G2, so
Yeah,
I'm just trying to
this is
question
the
how this
issue.
goes wrong for G2.
How does this go wrong for
Just-
G2?
just-
No,
from here?
G2. I think
G2
they
are the
push out into
defenders
mid.
in the green.
You think? So you think G2 it goes wrong because they're going to walk like the smoke fades and
Yes.
they walk down mid and just get owned.
Okay, you
in
know
the
what?
Yeah,
Let's-
I think that's.
let's
I
take
think that's
that.
what happens.
Okay.
Do you know what? I'm gonna take. There was one small detail.
So-
but I don't know if you. That's pretty damn close. So I
So
think we. I think we
I'm-
roll
Is it like a
This
full
drawing is
3-on walkout and they just get owned in a?
I think they get
cross,
owned.
perhaps?
I think it's a timing thing.
Let's run
I think
it.
it's
So
a,
basically, look at the Prowler. This is
Prowler
cursed.
go-
The
oh!
Prowler goes out,
Oh,
doesn't
I knew there
quite
was.
clear.
I knew there was some kind of
Doesn't catch
timing.
it.
And then what did you say? They walk mid,
I
and
knew
there is
there
no
was-
clear on that
okay.
corner anymore.
you thought I was
And
dumb for
Petra
a
goes
second.
down as well.
10 points.
You thought I was crazy.
I was trusting you. I was drawing.
I don't know, man.
I was
The tone of
drawing.
your
I was
voice
being
were
the
like,
iPad
maybe
baby.
you should go back to the host chair.
I was being the iPad
I knew what I was talking about.
No, that was again. I'm reasonably proud of the work we've done here. In our deduction skip.
We.
All right. I think it's game over time. We got
Do you
one.
want your chair back?
Yeah, I do. How many points was that? We got 1 point for that.
I'd say you got a full point for the second one, and he got 75%
So
for the
so
first one.
The scam is it
that's
actually was a
tough.
competition.
Other than the breach drawing, I don't know where that was going, but you know, it's
All
fine.
right, we have to move on because the real game is definitely not us playing that. So today is, you can see on the board behind us, the first match is going to be between Falcons Vega and ZETA, and both these teams have had some of the most wholesome comps so far this event. I don't know if you at home have been seeing it, but here are some of the tweets.
Oh, they got
and
it,
of course,
Six, baby. Six. Nice, nice, nice,
I just want you guys to hear this.
Nice!
No.
Nice!
We're losing.
You know what time it is? It's 9-3 time, and you know what time it is? We know what the they're doing.
I wonder what word got put down.
oh, I know.
Was there an audio cut? What was that?
Yeah.
No. And I'm gonna tell you,
I'm all about it.
literally, the night after that game, was back, sat in the hotel lobby, and Mary walked by, like myself and a couple of the other talent. They were there chilling, was just like, still winning the tournament, after that loss. So the confidence always flowing.
Well, ZETA is pretty confident right now too. Vibes are, better than ever, and they have a wholesome comms pack as well. So let's have a listen. That was
Not a lot of listening.
that was another that was a visual. Got a Hunter's Fury here. So for context, and it's explained behind us, and Moko had tweeted about it, and it was supposed to be because they were too far. So I'm a little like distant fist bump there.
Yeah, but you don't fake it. It's only if you can't reach.
Now, Falcons Vega, we were just bringing that. They had a great opener against ALG in a dominant 2-0, but then they had to face the returning champions in their second match. That was going to be Shopify Rebellion. Of course, that is a very tall order for this roster. But how do you feel about that, Mr. EMEA?
It was a rough game, but I do think you have to kind of look at who they're up against, still playing with the stand-in as well. And I think that you just see how strong Fluorescent is. And that's the thing, when you have even slight gaps or pieces missing, it's always going to be incredibly difficult when you're up against a team that has been together for such a long time and has some of the best players in the world.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, any thoughts?
I mean,
before we have
like
here.
They ran into a prime form Shopify right now. They were hitting on so many levels. Like that game started out with a Noya 4K clutch into an unbelievable mechanical like 3K from floor, just flicking around with the classic. It was like, all right, well, this one's gonna be tough. Like that's gonna be a tough game, but they haven't lost hope.
Well, we spoke with Toki after the loss against Shopify in this OMEN player moment, so check it out.
Hola, soy Toki, juego para Falcons Vega, equipo de Europa. Así que ellas tenían más teamwork, se notaba, y yo pensaba que con el plan que teníamos de nuestra compo, que era en base a la suya, íbamos a rascar muchas más rondas y íbamos a plantarles mucho más cara, pero no pasa nada, no hay tiempo para pensar en por qué he perdido, básicamente. Así que tenemos que prepararnos y no puedo decir, es que he hecho esto mal, es que ¿por qué he hecho esto? Prefiero simplemente pensar en que lo voy a arreglar, en que va a salir mejor la próxima vez y que tenemos otro equipo que ganar. O sea.
Look at her smile! Unbelievable! She's to this round. Absolutely insane. Madvi with a mad dash to get back over. The timing, Madvi could be ahead of this one, and she's done it!
Yo pensaba, y lo sigo pensando, que nuestro equipo a nivel individual es muy bueno. A nivel de disparar somos muy buenas. Entonces tú tienes que estar focus en disparar, focus en la comunicación y focus en lo que está pasando. Si haces eso bien, si hacemos esas 3 cosas, las 5, vamos a ganar a cualquier equipo que haya aquí. Pero hay que estar tranquila.
I like how comms and chemistry is 100% the theme going on throughout this tournament here. Every single team has been talking about that. Now, what has also been really interesting are the IGLs we've been seeing here and their fragging power. So we have to talk about Madvi. Madvi is not one of those IGLs that plays back. She plays ISO, and she calls at the same time and pumps out numbers like this.
It's funny because that's almost like an old school Giuliano style of play where it's like, I'm going to put myself at the front. If I die, I can now call everyone else. Like I can micromanage, but it does just seem like she has that extra flair and always has done within EMEA as well. Obviously, you see the good and the bad of it. I think whenever you're running an ISO, either you're at the top of the board or you're at the bottom. There's not really much of a middle ground.
Yeah, definitely. And IGLing from that role too can be beneficial when it feels like you have everything, the utility that you're calling, it's for yourself. You know when it's coming and you can play around it in that way. It can be really impactful. It's nice to have that feeling. But no, big Madvi enjoyer here. The ISO and the Deadlock are 2 of my favorite agents right now in the meta that like you can play if you really want to on certain maps. You don't have to. They're not the standard meta thing. But when you make it viable, it's just so cool to watch.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's been really interesting whenever we see it come in. In fact, let's hear from Madvi herself. Mika Fabs got to catch up with her ahead of the match for a quick chat. So let's check it out.
Hey guys, I'm here right now with Madvi of Falcons. Madvi, it is so nice to see you. Now, you've been impressing everybody as one of the fragging IGLs in this tournament. How do you feel going up against another fragging IGL in Suzu, especially after their win yesterday?
I'm so excited to play against Dasa and especially Suzu. She's a very good flagging IGL, and I want to see like the difference between 2 flagging IGLs.
Oh, and we're so excited for that matchup too. Good luck to you.
Now, we have to talk about another player as well. Madvi is magnificent, but when Shopify was running away with the game just a few days ago, Eva was the one who stepped up and single-handedly won them rounds.
Yeah, I think she's someone that, because of the compositions that we've been seeing, has sort of gone under the radar a little bit. Like when you're watching a Yoru ISO, you're not normally focusing on the Sova. But I think she's been someone regionally who's been fantastic for quite a long time. You talk about her time in BBL Queens as well. And I think she's one of the most integral pieces to this Falcons puzzle. So I'm hoping we get to see the best from her today. And, well, I think if we get a little bit more Ascent where you're not up against Shopify, she'll have a better time.
Definitely. I mean, playing still at that level in a series with Shopify individually, really at their mechanical best that we see from them, yeah, nothing less than impressive.
Now, Zeta Division, they had a major win yesterday. They avoided the early exit, but this was also their first win on the global stage. Zuzu has been here before, but has not really had that win until just yesterday. Some people say it was a big upset. I mean, for us, maybe. Would you consider it upset for you?
Definitely. Like,
okay.
even though I threw in my pred for them, I did that thinking that there was a chance, but it would still be an upset. I mean, FlyQuest are definitely the favorite going into that. They've been top 2 NA all year long. Zeta, I thought they looked good against an excellent crew team, and that's what was really giving me hope. They still had confidence. They held their nerve in that game despite Dodds running around killing them, and that gave me hope. But to me, yeah, still big upset here.
Yeah, I think they're a team that even when you watch them versus like Zipto, structurally they're very good. Like happy to sit back, play retakes. They have a lot of like clever ideas, but it was just, my main worry was firepower. Like they just didn't seem to have the firepower to match up in their own region. And then Suzu yesterday showed, okay, there's definitely some flair.
Well, you know, let's hear from the ladies themselves. Mika Fabs is standing by with Zeta's Moko.
Right now, I'm here with Moko of Zeta Division and Kohei to help me with some translation. Moko, congratulations on that win yesterday. Everybody was so impressed, and you mentioned how happy you were to get that win. So how differently is the team feeling today compared to yesterday's match?
まずは昨日の勝利おめでとうございます。昨日ソーシャルの方でも、昨日の勝利に対して嬉しかったという言葉を投稿していましたが、昨日の勝利を経て今日の試合に向けてのチームの雰囲気、皆さんの、意気込みはいかがですか？
まずありがとうございます。チームの雰囲気としては、勝ちたかった1勝を取れて、とてもみんな楽しそうにプレーができていると思います。で、今回の試合でも、いつも通りの楽しいプレーを出していけたらいいなと思います。
So as for the team's atmosphere, just getting that win that we all wanted to get. The team is having a great time, and even today's match, we want to have that same fun and get another win.
Well, we're excited to see you guys have fun. So good luck to you guys. Ganbate!
I love that they're having a lot of fun. Now, after a slow start, yes, they dropped that first map. Suzu, you guys were just talking about this. She took over the game and dominated in the final 2 maps. And why you had this really great point that Jet isn't Suzu's top duelist, and she ended up just going out of her mind.
Yeah, that was pretty wild on map 3. I mean, on map 2, the definition of abilities don't kill in Valorant. Just 10 nade and showstopper kills or so in the second half, which is crazy. And this was even more crazy to me. Yeah, coming into this, her Jet stats, honestly pretty significantly lower than the other duelists, and then does this when they needed her most.
That's right. I mean, I don't know if you have a favorite nade moment during Sunset, because there are so many.
Nade moment. Probably the round 2 when they were on the eco in the second half and got 2 kills into the showstopper. If they won that round,
it was close.
I would have done a backflip in the caster studio. I swear to God.
Yeah, that was
so cool.
Brilliant round. Didn't have enough time for the defuse, but you know what? It was just so cool. I think, you know, style points for Suzu there.
Well, I think it's as well, like, she's putting the team on her back in more ways than one, because correct me if I'm wrong, but she's also leading the team as well. So it's like, she is the star duelist, a leader within and out of the server, and it's just like, it's crazy that she's able to put up such significant numbers. It's sort of the matchup we have today with Mav V as well.
Yeah, really, yeah. Didn't think about that, but you're absolutely right.
It is, yeah, actually really interesting to compare the 2 IGLs. Both of them can really frag. Suzu has been here before in championships, but Mav V, first time on the global stage, so that's like it's very interesting despite that lack of experience. They're both just super high-powered. And I think that's why today is going to be really difficult to predict what's going to be happening moving forward. I know everyone's speculating about how this tournament will play out. So we have something that'll help us answer the questions. We got the wheel. I don't know if you guys have a formal name for the wheel, but this magic wheel has all the answers. We're going to ask it.
We'll let you name it.
I'm going to name it? Okay.
What does the magic wheel work?
The magic wheel. It's the magic wheel.
I like the name Todd.
I was thinking a T name.
Yeah.
It actually looks like it seems like a Tom to me too, but I feel like you've already taken the name. Now, the magic wheel is never wrong. I want you guys to read a prediction, and then we're gonna find out what the Magic Wheel has to say.
So we have a question each.
We do have a question
Okay.
each that we can.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Am I going? The camera's on me, so I'm guessing I'm going
Yeah.
first. I think that today. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Both EMEA teams are going to win. So I'm asking,
You're
will
asking,
they win?
Will they win?
What does Todd the wheel
All
think?
right, here we go.
Oh, two-handing it? You just did like the LeBron to me.
I did. Ask in German.
Wait,
It is
ask in
EMEA.
German or absolutely?
It is. See, the thing is,
If you look at
the notch is on.
It's German. It's German.
We're getting baited.
Okay.
Do you
No,
wanna
I
send
cannot.
German? All
I get
right.
a lower third for that?
Yeah. Does that mean we spin again, or we need someone? We need someone German to come spin.
Oh,
and then
we're
we'll
going
know.
to get it. Oh, wait, hold on.
We only get to ask again if.
There we go.
Okay.
Do you want to read this or do you?
Yes.
read it? Go
Wird
for it.
bei von die EMEA Verenheit überleben. There you go. Spin
Wir
again.
beide von die EMEA Vereine heute überleben.
If it lands on it again, I'm out. No
Oh.
cap, it's a yes.
It's a yes.
Let's go. Let's go.
Wow.
This is-
Easy for EMEA.
Curious. EU wheel.
Is it
Yeah.
rigged? Maybe. Well, it's got Mimi's face on it, but as a clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This seems like an EMEA magic.
Exactly.
We have our own magic wheel back in Pacific. All right, Wyatt, do you want to? Do you have a burning question?
Let's get my
you're dying
prediction
to know?
going. Let me see a lower third here. Will we see Mary end up playing against her old teammates? The Mary Revenge Tour.
Okay.
Odd.
All right. Ready?
And we've got. You're kidding, right? Oh, that's tough.
You know, the first two already contradict each other, so that's very interesting.
Well, good. Wait.
Maybe if GX lose and
Yeah. GX. Wait. Hold on.
because I said both EMEA teams. So.
Right. True. But there's still a chance that Falcons could win this
And then lose
knocked
later.
out,
That's
and then
true.
G2 just go through the upper bracket, something along those lines. So it's
Okay.
it's still
Maybe
possible.
Todd's not wrong yet.
It's possible.
I have a question too. So let's throw this up on the screen. Of course, I'm going to ask about Pacific. Is either Pacific team, ZETA or ZETA, going to make it to the grand final? Because I think it's going to happen. All right, Magic Wheel. Give me something good.
Yes.
I wanted it to
Oh my
land on the clown so bad.
Well, it's got to be Zipto then. If Todd's right about everything, Todd could
Yeah.
be right about everything.
It is possible.
Then Zipto just needs to
This
own everyone in the upper
reality.
bracket. It's doable.
Oh my goodness.
Or Todd hates one of us.
Yeah, or
And lied.
or that.
Okay. Well, I want to know what the audience thought. It's time for the results of our Mastercard fan poll. Earlier, we asked you guys if you believe ZETA will continue their miracle run. And look at that. The people have spoken.
It's not bad.
79.2%.
Listen, I'm people. I voted yes.
Well, I have Todd on my side, so how do you feel about that one?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Something about the
That's
fact that
true.
all three things that Todd predicted could reasonably all happen
Yeah.
has me losing a slight amount of faith, but I still believe.
We'll see. We'll see.
In fact, let's pull up our predictions so we can see across the board what all the talents are thinking. All right, we've got a couple of ZETA believers here. Are we evenly split? I think we're pretty evenly split here down the board.
Yeah, what is it? Is that
Potter.
just one more for Falcons than
Miss
Zeta,
Potter
if
has
I'm
gone for
seeing
Falcons.
that correctly? Or two more even. Yeah, that's 7-5 in the favor of Falcons.
Yeah.
Very different from the people's vote on Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah, it's actually more faith than in GX. There's only 3 GXs.
Yeah, Crew are they've impressed me so
Yeah, they
much.
have.
It's just hard for me to...
So you know that Pansy and Mitch, the play-by-plays, they're the hardcore EMEA fans.
They clearly are. Actually, I want to ask you guys, how heavily in the favor of one or the other. Is it going to be a 2-mapper, 3-mapper kind of day?
I think both 3 maps. I would be, I would say maybe if, like in this first game, ZETA come out like they did on the first day, it's possible that they don't know the style, but I still think it'll go 3.
Yeah, I think... I really have a strong feeling that the first series will be a 3-mapper. I think the second one will be too, unless Dodds is just in insane form and crew are just able to really out-mechanically skill them, then maybe that won't be the 2-0.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be the question, and I'm really excited to see the head-to-head between Suzu and the other team. So it's time to put up or shut up because elimination is on the line. Let's go to day 4 of Game Changers Championship because it starts right now.
Siempre he pensado que la presión es un privilegio.
For Falcons, they're going to now be headed down to the lower bracket, but still a team with some serious threat behind them.
Tienes que cogerlo de una forma positiva y tienes que decir, si tengo esta presión es porque estoy aquí y porque me lo merezco.
今まで悔しい試合が多かった分、自分たちもまだまだやれるぞっていうところを世界中の皆さんにお見せできて、それが一番自分の中で嬉しいです。今回ベルリン来てるので、また勝ちたいと思ってます。
Japan have finally arrived, doing something that the region has never been able to do before.
Para mí, como he dicho, la presión es un privilegio, así que voy a utilizar esa presión para destruir a todos los enemigos que me queden por delante.
Make it bounce っていうZETAディビジョン GC のスローガン的なのがあって、みんなでも楽しもうぜみたいな意味合いがあります。
Mako swings out here, beautifully done. It's gotta be Mako! What an ace for ZETA Division!
私たちは戦う準備できてるからかかってこいよ。
Romy, this is the time you have to strike now. But they deny it all! G2 stick it through to the very end.
Como nuestra pérdida más importante del equipo. Pero claro, cuando son partidos peleados difíciles, lo primero que hacemos es conversar de los errores, de qué tenemos que corregir y hablar sobre todos los detalles que pasaron de la partida.
Cloud9 White pummel Guild at every step of the way.
In 2022, I was so sad that we had to go home early. I've been working hard for this tournament. I hope I can do this.
Creo que todavía tenemos mucho por mostrar, así que se preparen.
Crew, one of us will go home, so make sure we show good Valorant.
Giants, traigan su mejor juego porque ahora no tenemos nada que perder.
Representative is here to have fun. ZETA Division won their first match yesterday in a fashion that shut down any doubt as to why this squad is here, with some of the best tactical understanding we've seen so far. But in the blue corner, Falcons Vega were sent to the lower bracket and look incredibly determined to stay in the game. Now we're getting our map Vita, our map select happening right now. This is looking like it could be very much a 3-map sort of match, especially starting with Ascent.
Yeah, I think that realistically we've seen ZETA choose probably their strongest map so far. They look really impressive on it, and we were sort of talking a minute ago. I'm not sure about the composition that we're going to see in a little bit from the Falcon side.
I wonder if they switch it, honestly.
Maybe.
That game against Shopify.
Well, I think pulling out a Jet wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. Like, I think they'll be comfortable on it. With Haven, I think the choice just comes again off like a decent map, although they didn't go well versus Shopify, but also one that looked pretty poor for the side of Zeta. So I think the Falcons have just gone, okay, we like this map. You didn't look great. I think we can boom you on it. And then Bind as a decider looks as more of a middle ground. It's already been played by the side of Zeta as well, but it's one that's pretty damn comfortable on the other side of Falcons as well.
I believe if I remember correctly, the first time Falcons ever lost on Haven with this ISO comp was the game against Shopify. So up until that point, it has just been mega consistent, and obviously Shopify,
they're sticking with it.
But on Ascent, wow, they are sticking with it. I think this comp really struggles on defense. We saw that against Shopify. You don't have that 0 point for the additional info if they had a KO instead of the ISO, for instance. You don't have that molly to cut off the entrying jet from the rest of the pack. It's lacking in some areas, and I'm not sure where the ISO is going to make up for it.
I think my only worry for Zeta is that you won't have played against something like this before. Like, it's such a hyper aggro composition, and they're starting on that defense. So I think if Mary gets going, maybe that Yoru up can stand out. Obviously, the other side for Zeta, we're looking at Suzu. She was insane on the jet, and if they're going to win, I think she needs to be at the same level again.
What I'm really looking at right now is their vibe and their mental, because Zeta Division, when they seem surprised they won yesterday. I don't know why they seem like that, but they seem surprised, so they just let all expectations go and they just had fun on the server, and that was the result. It was a win. So if they're feeling the same way, this could lead into another win. With that, we have our maps. The agents are all locked in. All there's left to do is to send it over to your casters, the Panther duo.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, this game's kind of got me a little hard to define between these two. I know we made predictions, but talent predictions are worthless. So actually talking through it...
They really are.
Yeah, I know, it's awful. It's just like, and make a choice with no explanation. But genuinely, this is quite tricky for me, because I think it's easy to almost fall into some of the recent results, but bigger picture, there's so many different win conditions for both these sides, Christine.
Yeah, the struggle last night making that prediction and submitting it, I went back and forth consistently. I'm looking straight at Falcons. I made that prediction because this composition, it's a curveball. It's not something that Zeta's going to be very used to. So we're looking at the entries coming out here for ISO, proccing that shield. You can expect these defenders to consistently press the issue and find fights. MadV needs to find those opening duels, and for the side of Zeta, it is the cookie cutter comp. Suzu had such an explosive day yesterday.
Ooh, speaking of explosive, look at this late mid pressure. This is nice. MadV wants to really apply this early, set the tempo and set the tone, but this is dangerous because Zeta are patient and they strike well. Suzu, Serena, Arco, all of them delivering in a way they need to. Toki's in trouble, gets overwhelmed, and Suzu off to a damn good start here. And that's scary. She gets going early. Now down to Mary. Too many targets, too little time. Zeta with the first.
That was an awkward round, Lauren. Falcons, you know, you could tell that they had a plan in their mind. They really wanted to get that tile control, but when that dart didn't ping, it definitely felt forced. And Zeta, their entire protocol from the start of that round was, hey, let's be careful of a DRX fast type play. And they had the answer through and through.
No, it was really impressive to watch Zeta coming into this. Very prepared. Now, you could say as well, for Falcons, they played this map very recently. They had to suffer against Shopify Rebellion on it. It wasn't a pretty result, but it is what it is. I mean, not many people are coming out unscathed from a game against Shopify Rebellion. So I think for them, let's see what they've learned going forward here. Looking like a gamble stack into this one, but we've seen Zeta are very patient on this attack. They're happy to play this out. Look for information like this. That should be able to be relayed across, and they've already got a nice exploration up through middle.
Crossfire here between Eiko and Moko. The blind goes off. Everyone is grouped up for the defenders. I gotta keep talking about Suzu. Yesterday, the ADR, Lauren, was absolutely out of this world. And she was on Jet. When she was on that raise first, on towards that, what was it, Haven?
Yeah.
I thought, okay, that makes sense. It is raise, you got that splash damage. Of course you're gonna have that much ADR. But even on the Jet, the way Suzu was just finding those picks and keeping her team in the game, it was incredible stuff. So Suzu, we'll see if she has that same kind of performance.
I was hoping to see if we could maybe get Eva with that dart back to give them a little bit of a goer towards the site, but already Suzu's on the case. Not letting this get too far out of hand, and yeah, locked down in the end. ZETA keeping this clean, keeping this very composed. A little bit of pressure towards top middle then, but didn't really fall for any issues. They were happy enough and navigated away from it.
Yeah, seemed to be in full control and very similar to their pistol round, just waiting and letting Falcons make the mistake. 2 rounds now, Falcons have pressed the issue and gone beyond their line of scrimmage. So I think this round, we'll probably see a little bit more of a standard set. We can see their Sentinel and Lexa setting up towards this A.
I will find
all these trips in the Omen with that blind, plenty of stopping power.
I think I want to see what a round looks like in a more standard approach, right? That patience from Falcons here leaves ZETA to have to press the issue further. Again, it looks like a high priority towards middle. Mary the one to greet, and that's stunning from Mary. That's what you need to see a little bit from her as well. One of the legends of game changers. She is going to have to perform today. And so far, taking down Suzu is a big name to claim.
Yeah, flashing to get even more of a deep line, get that information. She saw nobody, but all 5 members of the defenders still maintaining their 2-on-2 perimeter. Looks like UR wants to drone through. Pretty soon she's gonna spot that camera that's on that wall in that A site and call out to her team that the Cypher setup is at A.
Big information spotted now. Toki do anything here? No, has to let them slip. Lex is in a little bit of trouble, does divide, takes away Serena, quick snap to Darko, couldn't handle the pressure through main. Gives Moko a chance here, but it's a 2v4.
Player standing.
Yeah, there's just too many people here. Spike being left where it's at as well, deep within Falcons' hands. A very tough round and a very solid round for Falcons now.
If Lexa got that third with that adjustment and flick, I would have lost my mind, but what an adjustment. And Lexa coming in as the ringer needs to have a strong start, so being able to hold down the fort, hold down and be an anchor, something that'll give her a lot of confidence throughout this series. And that's as easy as ever. That's what you need on the defense side of Ascent. This is, you know, one of those maps you're looking for that 8 rounds, at least 7 rounds is okay, but 8 would be fantastic, so good to see a dominant first round. Just handle that bonus round, Lauren.
Yeah, this is all good stuff. A little bit of a switch up here as well. Seeing Cypher leaning over towards B side. Having Mad V then switch towards Tree. Again, just quite a standard approach from ZETA. Not really too much too quick, but slipping up towards Cat here. They've got a lot of freedom, but I like this from Falcons though. Exploring A main as well. Taking some space back here. Good information, but there is an alarm bot that should give away the game. That's 2 rifles heard there.
Yeah, and that sound cue is going to be a lot of information. You know Suzu heard that, even the footsteps going backwards, but the long line that Mad V has, she's going to know that nobody's coming up Cat. You can see that Mary's reacting and going towards top mid.
Yeah, this is a nice pivot though, a nice mid-round. They've got that contact, that information on A, and they think, now we'll fancy our chances on B, but it's tricky. 2 towards the back of the site and 1 towards CT, now in the form of Mary coming over. This site take does get trickier, down to 39 seconds. And Falcons playing patient, not giving away the game here either. No easy fights for Suzu. She's got to work for her dinner, and she can't get it this time. Lexa again, stopping it before it starts. Mad V looking to re-clear that mid space. Check back on that. Didn't maybe catch Serena there, but still it's on the site that's the pressure. Eva, Lexa, back to the wall and standing tall. It's down to the last 2 and struggling to find pure impact again. Spike being left where it's at. 13 seconds. This is more than uphill. Good pick, but to find the last 3, I don't think it's going to happen. It's not. Falcons answering back perfectly here.
And what a weird turn of events. That round was a B split all along, but it's the 2 members that were in backside of B that are the last 2 standing. So good help coming through for the Falcons to disrupt that hit itself, but I gotta say, that hit was discombobulated. The spacing that came through for the side of ZETA is just simply not good enough. You saw the dart pinging from the side of UR, alerting that there was no defenders in the site. So that process of elimination should have alerted them that they are in the backside. So for ZETA, they gotta clean up that spacing.
Wouldn't put it past them. They're an incredibly good team. A lot of people, after witnessing that last ZETA performance, you know, very much going, oh, do you remember Iceland? Do you remember that lower bracket run? It has to start here, though. Big answer back for Falcons to course correct, but it's down to Sheriff's coming out. Just kind of taking the tour of the map. They get some damage, a couple of ults very nearby as well for ZETA, so they could find something here. But again, look how deep, look how passive, patient Falcons are playing, giving away nothing.
Yeah, and you can see that they're not, they just want to play off of Mary's flashes here on the back lines. Mary sending out that TP, a good indicator that she wants to go sniffing, get some deeper information, but 2 flashes still in her back pocket. The duo in Mary and MadV setting up a high-low crossfire here.
Suzu.
Good smoke.
So dangerous around this corner. They shuffled in a little bit. There's the flash. Yeah, they're having to respect it enough here. Suzu's been given a little bit of room, but it's not much, and you can still see Toki as well. Making sure no one slipped further forward. They've just inserted, they've just put her in towards position by tree, and the rest of the team heading over towards that B side. This could be big. There's some real opportunities here. Do they commit off the back? They're going to hear all the rotations. Now they might call for another pivot.
Suzu's timing. Suzu's got some information. She's gonna be able to almost get the pick. That's a lot of pressure in the spike.
Time
is going back towards A.
Spike's down. Now they're running low on time. 8 seconds now, and I think the Falcons have realized what's been going on, and they've handled it to perfection. I liked what ZETA tried. They're very creative, but that is just simply not enough. Falcons keeping that composure locked in.
I think if they didn't have Deagles, Lauren, that is a very good default round, right? Just the round
100%.
prior, we saw that B split kind of fail, but had that round looked like this setup, definitely would have been a different outcome. So hopefully for ZETA, they're talking to each other, talking about that map control, feeling pretty comfortable with that. But this choke point at short A, you saw the vision with that vulnerable coming through for MadV. The shock darts flying in the air from Ava. It's a lot of splash damage that you've got to be worried about when going through that tiny choke point. So I like the move from Echo, immediately turning and taking care of that trip in mid. Gave a lot of pressure to Falcons, didn't alert them whether most bodies were in that middle or in that B main. So looking for ZETA to go back, sniffing towards that mid, take care of this Cypher trip, take care of the camera towards A, and then you decide where you want to hit.
And that could be just what's being really discussed in this timeout for them. Kind of just going through that protocol list, making sure it's in a timely fashion, because they were running pretty late. And again, though, it was Sheriff, so I'm not too fussed about that. Hopefully we don't see that bleed into any of the gun rounds. But as it stands, they do at least have that lockdown there if they want to use it. They do have the KO ult, only 1 away. That's pretty close by, and Suzu 2 off her knife. So a couple of big ults that could be instigating ults very much on the horizon. MadV also has hers on ISO. That does scare me slightly, but we'll see how she does. See if they opt or need to use it. I'm seeing a hefty lean towards that A side.
You see Serena setting up the Killjoy turret outside B, but she wants to stick towards her teammates here. Looks like she's probably going to be using that ultimate in the post plant. All 5 members, they want to take this A site.
The knife close means that they're not going to be able to get rid of too much of this Cypher util. There we go, dealing with it best they can. Suzu's in, but the paranoia does deny any ability to try and gap close maybe towards Heaven, so she's going to be held towards the site. Toki getting curious, but it's going to be Arco to find Lexa. Site now looking far more secured, but one player does get nabbed. And it's going to be UR, who's been having a rough game so far, and it seems to continue. MadV keeping up the record, looking good. Moko going to find Toki, but the plant is going to be in.
Serena did make it into the site, but she had to get pushed out, drop down the lockdown towards that A main, so it keeps the defenders nearby.
No, 2 towards Hell, 1 short and 1 very disconnected over towards, I guess, late main. If they can overwhelm, there could be issues here. ZETA are going to have to call back their players pretty darn quick, because Falcons are clearing through. Suzu needs to stand guard, keep their eyes turned. Both players over towards here. Great shot from Suzu. Needs a bit more, though, starting the fuse. Already going to make it towards halfway. No, they get off it, and they take the fight instead. Falcons pulling off the retake and punishing ZETA.
And what a huge swing round as well. ZETA had all the control in the site as well. I think if Serena was able to actually drop that lockdown somewhere closer into the site and really push back the defenders, that would have been a guaranteed round. But the pressure coming out from Falcons, you saw MadV dropping that ult, and it just discombobulated all the spacing. Finding the pick and making this retake work.
Nice, man.
It was a clever move from Suzu too, dropping that smoke, both her and Serena 3-2-1-ing out of the smoke together, but...
Get out of my way!
This is getting a little bit scary though for ZETA, because you're feeling a bit kind of stuck in the mud almost. You've been held on that 2 rounds now. Let's see if they can break back through here. Suzu, Moko, both trying to make a play out of this one. Suzu, knives are out, but there's plenty of targets. Moko just dives in towards CT, and Falcons still holding on to this, though. They're not going down without a fight. Spike is creeping over towards the stairs, but Ava retaking the space over towards Catwalk, and Arco can do nothing but die. This is a comprehensive game from Falcons so far, Christine. This is looking clean from them.
Beautiful hold, and it's the crossfires coming through strong, right? There was a moment where things looked like they might have got dicey when we saw, I believe it was Mad B that was stuck there towards that logs, but again, all 3 players towards that B, ponging to the ping off each other, maintaining that crossfire. ZETA, I think if Echo's flash was a little bit more to the right, slightly not as deep, maybe.
The other part that worries me is that Mad V's 1 away from the ult again. It just feels so punishing. Speaking of ults as well, Mary gonna spot out 2, potentially more, yeah, plenty more. Mary, what are we gonna do with this one? It's gonna be the Hunter's Fury on top. I quite like this. Does it get as much of a reward as she would want, though? No, it doesn't look like it. A little unfortunate.
You even saw the vulnerable coming through here from Mad V down that cat line, so.
I like the idea.
Yeah, so much utility towards that mid. 2 big ults though off the table, not a lot of damage, so ZETA are happy with that. They do take care of this trip, and now we're going back to that round about 2 rounds ago when we talked about that map control coming from ZETA. This time they choose not to go sniffing or poking towards that cat. This drone is going to give a lot of information over to Falcons. They just spotted the KO inching and cheating towards that B.
And Arco trying to go back towards Cat, I don't know how much it's going to really sell. I mean, you saw a lot of info off that. The flash, I mean, Arco's going to really try. Going to try and maybe pull a play away, and I'm looking towards the likes of Mary, who is rotating. This isn't bad. They're going to get curious, though.
Yeah, but she feels confident towards B because her 2 players got so much A main information.
True. And look in the corner, Lex is still here, needs to get cleared out on, and there's so many bodies. Somehow doesn't get more than 1, but it's Toki and Maggie fighting in unison. Falcons just pouring in together, but a 3v2. Moko and Suzu still alive. Time down to 10 seconds. They need a plant, and they're gonna get it.
Suzu wants to go deeper. She wants to get a pick and have an easier time, but gets shot in the back. Moko still has the blind.
Yeah, Mary doesn't need to overextend. And well, good luck, have fun. I don't think you're getting out of this one. No, Mad V's record continues at an all-time high as the defuse is there, and Falcons again continue on this perfect pathway that they've been walking. I'm so impressed with them so far because we've seen that, 1, ZETA are gunners. I don't care what you say. If anyone's doubting them now, they're idiots. They are very, very good. They've had a nice approach to the game. But Falcons look renewed here. Maybe a fire lit underneath them.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, that series that they lost versus Shopify, it was very one-sided, but that's kind of what you need to be able to wake up and talk to your ringer, a brand new player coming into this tournament, and talk about those smaller details. So coming in with reps under their belt, dominantly winning their first series, and then kind of getting bullied around in the server. We're seeing a new and kind of reformed Falcons coming through today.
Yeah, that's 6 in a row now. ZETA, once again, suffering money-wise, down to Sheriffs. Yeah, 2 stingers. No knives for Suzu, sadly, either. So, a couple of issues here. I'm already seeing the Outlaw out. Those light shields will just get completely melted, but it's Mad V.
The Yoru TP is so nearby at A. Gonna be able to provide insta-help is Mary.
Ooh. And yet you're right, Mary. You blink and she's there. She is the
1 enemy remaining.
Last hope if they need it. And oh God, she just started off perfectly as well. I mean, I feel like ZETA are really hitting a brick wall here.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's even a point for another timeout. I mean, maybe you do. But at this point, you are running on empty, right? Nothing's really working. You're feeling a little bit uncomfortable. And maybe you're right. It is a bit of that ISO, a little bit of that Yoru, just not feeling comfortable against it potentially.
Yeah, it is hard to keep track of those rotates, right? We saw the Yoru TP all the way up in that A heaven that whole time, and that insta-help. It's hard to keep all of those things in mind. So many variables coming through, but I think ZETA, they just need to stick to the normal Ascent game plan. Take care of the Sentinel utility. Yeah, give the defenders, make them guess where you want to hit. Ooh, that should help look for some control. Early Hunter's Fury coming out here from UR, and no damage.
little unfortunate on that. Maybe, I don't want to say was the rotation from Mary, but Mary's going to stick around, I guess. Bit of info towards B, so kind of showing presence on both sides of the map to an extent. But at this point, I look at the discipline we've been seeing from Falcons. They have been sitting quite patiently. Now, do they start aggressing further now?
Yeah, another repush in the mid round coming through for this A main, and this has been giving Falcons a lot of control.
Oh, they want to make this hurt. Moko trying to back away here.
She can spot this. Okay, that sound cue is going to give a lot of information. Now Zeta, they just want to pause. So much damage to the wall.
Oh, Moko, you're so lucky to be alive. But this is a good call, though, to then try and maybe pressure towards B. But we've seen what that duo can do at the back of the site by Boathouse. So Lexa going to be on red alert here. This pause for Thor, you're looking at that mid-pressure from Serena. This has to be massively valuable, and it is. Serena going to get 2, but Toki is the one to be cleared last. Finally, Zeta fight back.
And that pause meant so much for Zeta. You saw the adjustment coming through on the minimap. It was the Omen's blind Moko. She held on to it, didn't use it to get into the site itself, but into the back site. So that dart allowing Zeta to know, okay, Falcons, they're doing the same setup. They're doubled up backside. Moko pulling through with the blind. And this time, Zeta, they're spacing, their timing a lot more clean, a lot more together. Beautiful call coming out here from Ryota.
Exactly what they needed. KO ult here as well. That's pretty nice. But I'm looking at aggression. Look at the way they're starting. Suzu already going to find Mary. That should be pretty indicative that there's something up here. You've already got to walk out on Cat. Massive info, surely, from the owl drone there. I don't know how much it saw before it got broken, but Zeta looked to be very much on red alert. He's already seen Falcons kind of dissipate throughout the map.
Toki, the Omen on the side of Falcons. She wants to go maintain that A main control once again, and that movement here, being a teammate down, is definitely the play to make. No help coming through here for the defenders on B site this time. They want to fight this B main choke point. They don't want to get stuck and corralled in back site this time.
I feel like they should invest it, would just give them everything they need. Lexa was playing by stairs and still is, so utilities down. Lexa just gun in hand sort of scenario gets revealed as well. Still clean on the shot, takes away Arco, and now for the follow-up, isolated but doesn't get the reward. So still, they get the site, Spike carefully making its way through, and it's a 3v4. A difficult scenario for the Falcons to work back in from. But the lockdown is going to make matters worse. This gets difficult now. Mad V starting to strike first, takes away the first player who's willing to greet them over towards Market, towards CT.
I'd be curious if Falcons actually attempt to do this retake or just contain and really ruin the money for the last round, but they're going for it.
Yeah, they want in. Okay, so 2 back sight. Serena already finding Toki there. Losing out on these numbers is going to be incredibly hard to clear this through. Moko's late positioning should be the final blow, and it looks like it will be as Madvi's gone down, leaving Ava the last. Zeta giving themselves a little bit of buffer here. Up to 4 rounds. Not done, not down, and certainly not out yet.
All off the back of an opening pick coming through here as well for Zeta. Giving that breathing room that they needed. Hey, if Zeta are able to somehow, some way convert and get this 5th on the board, especially with how this first half is going for them so far, that would be such a luxury. Omen ult to work with. And Mary, she's got that Yoru ult. Last time she had this, she insta-used it towards this A main and kind of corralled Zeta to hit that B split. This time, starting towards that M1 area, operator in hand. Early TP from that dart.
So on either side, Suzu's feeling bold here. Walking up middle. Smoke just about fading. You're seeing the reposition here as well from the other side, right? Mary did show some presence at middle. Straight over towards Cat. This could be devastating. Mary could be the end of them. Couldn't get away. Massive punish. Zeta now could pressure this issue, but they pause. They're not going to just go in off the back of that pick. No, they take their time. Owl drone in. And rightly so. Additional player spotted. Now the space to be taken.
Good combos. Pressuring Mad V off the line. That smoke cutting information even more. A site players and B site players, there's not going to be much help coming through.
They've been punished a couple of times by a player being pushed up towards top middle on those rotations. I think it was Mary and Mad V last time trying to make that dash back around towards B, but now
She was able to cross, though. That's going to be huge.
TP has a little look. Eva, gotta be careful now. Paranoia in, smokes are in. ZETA stepping towards the site, and they've already lost the first. Moko goes down. The crossfires are outrageously good. Falcons just clawing back this final round.
And that pause was so good coming out for ZETA, but the fact that Mad V was able to cross undetected really threw ZETA off the loop there. What rotations coming through, but ZETA, good for them for being able to convert those tough rounds. Those 3 rounds that they're able to actually convert later on in this half. That's everything.
Yeah, if you look at this just run of rounds that Falcons had, the fact that ZETA got a couple back keeps them in this game. But 8-4, this is very much a close affair. So let's send it down to the audience where Mika is standing by with 2 of our fantastic fans.
Hey guys, I'm here right now in the crowd with 2 very, very special fans. We have Ivan and we have Heiko here with us. Now, I'll start with you, Ivan. You are very, very striking. How long, what is the story behind these tattoos, and how long did it take you to complete this?
Well, I started about 10 years ago, and it happened just step by step, I guess.
It just made sense to go for the whole thing. Wow, well, it looks amazing. And Heiko, you flew here specifically for Game Changers, right?
Yes. I come from China and fly to there.
And that is, you're just here for this event. That is amazing. And of course, you're cheering for ZETA, and you mentioned that, you know, you are cheering for the Asian teams here.
Yes. Yesterday, last year, I see the match with ZETA and EDGS, but they lose the game. But they continue fight in the GCC, and you know, yesterday they play very well. I think ZETA is a real model for the female players in East Asia. So I come to here to see their player.
Oh yes, they are definitely role models. And Ivan, you also have a very special story with ZETA. You go way back. You're an OG fan.
I guess so. I rooted for ZETA since the running Masters when they lost. But they tried so hard. I remember when they got knocked out, players cried on stage, and I cried with them. And since that time, I really wanted for ZETA to prove everyone that they can win.
Well, let's hear both of you give your cheers for ZETA right here as we get back into the game.
First map here is ZETA's choice. They do have 4 rounds. It's a little bit of a window, but it's a long road back. Falcons came out swinging, a wake-up call after the loss to Shopify Rebellion, and now an opportunity to build back into this tournament.
You saw Mary dropping that Yoru TP towards that cat. The KO knife kind of delayed her, but that's a lot of sound cues. Not as good of a fake as they would have wanted, but it is keeping 3 members of the defenders at B.
Yeah, and the utility getting cleared now opens up those possibilities. A Paranoia not really dissuading much. Counter Paranoia might have caught Moko into a tail. Not sure if it even clipped through. No, Moko though just gonna get checked on. Very aware, but good damage. Serena now makes her reappearance up towards heaven, and now they're being corralled towards hell. Falcons back to the wall, and ZETA clearing this up. Get this one started well in the second half.
Man, ZETA, that flood, the power in numbers, the willingness to just fly and jump into that A site. Beautiful thing to see. For Falcons, a little bit of a underwhelming pistol round start, I think. For sure, if Mary didn't get tagged with that knife, she probably would have used a flash, probably a clone, to really sell the sound cues off. But ZETA knew it was just a solo Yoru all along, so unfortunate.
Such a big difference, though, to start this off with that pistol under their belt for ZETA. They needed it. That first half could have been pretty rough to recover from. Otherwise, Suzu already fighting Mad V. Hold on, hold on. Oh my God, Serena! Absolutely backhands them out of the park. What the hell was that?
Just a quick Just a quick 4K with that
Let me
ghost.
see this. Not a big deal.
한 명 남았습니다.
Ooh, that last shot as well. Oh, get the slow-mo.
The lineup. It's reminding me of that Haven short A play. That one time. That one time. That's such a feel-good round for Serena as well, and for the side of Zeta. And you talked about it, the pistol round, one round at a time. Especially now swapping over to this defense.
Yeah, that
Slowly but
confidence.
surely, yeah, that confidence starts racking up.
Yeah, and speaking of confidence, look at that flash swing straight through an aim. It's on the bonus one. Oh my God, Suzu! Suzu goes ahead. Maybe a little too ambitious on that one. And that is a Vandal down. Now, not the end of the world, but would have been nice maybe to keep that in the back pocket.
I'm gonna assume that that dash forward was meant to go to the dash to the right.
Yes.
Unfortunate for Suzu, almost making it work and improvising. Moko is in a good spot because of her weaponry here, forward, but we'll see if Eiko goes first or if she does. Looks like the attackers are just gonna slip by. No one towards this B site.
A little scared, but okay so far. Losing out on your Omen can be a problem, but it's Lexa who's hearing everything. Zeta trying to make some impact happen on this bonus, but they turn around and Moko! Oh, top with 4 quick kills! Zeta have no right to win that bonus.
And it was the back of a Spectre! What a push, the double push coming through for Eiko and Moko. I mean, we talked about that crossfire, but the proactiveness coming through. Oh, the mow down. Oh. And Mary just TP'd back towards that M1. Surprise, Mary. You're getting flanked.
Yeah, we got a game. We got a game on our hands. 8-7 now, heating up a little bit. Falcon's going to be asked the same questions we had for Zeta in that first half. How's that evolution going to look? Now, they've had a couple of goes here. Again, it was a pistol round and then a loss of a bonus, which really sucks for Falcons. That is a rough beginning. But we're not into those meat of the buy rounds. We haven't had those ults yet, really, so we've got to wait and see that. But for now, this could be another farming opportunity. We do have that outlaw, and they got a whole lot of light shields. And away we go, no. Matt V. Here we go, game on now. Looking to chase down Moko and gets it. Matt V on a bit of a tear here. Oh, what a shot! She's got the ult. And now got the rifle as well. Yeah, that's going to be a body caught in the trap. You are good luck. Looking for the fight real quick. Massive. Lexa now in the 1v2. Spike is still down. Lexa doesn't want to give away position just yet.
Drone won't tag her. I'm wondering if the information came through from her teammates that both members are together. She's got 30 seconds to play with. Still hasn't picked up a rifle, but she's going to be able to pick one up in hell.
I like this, kind of staying together. Trying to play back around on short. They left the turret up towards heaven, but she's looking for a player to try that timing. The timing is heartbreak. X-ray is off, but they're creeping closer purely in the eyes of Lexa right now. You can see it, you can feel it. They are right there. Zeta keep things moving, even against Mad V's desperate attempt then.
What an eco round for Falcons. I thought surely something was a little bit funky at first because they gave the orb over towards Mary, and I thought for sure they'd want ISO to be farming that ult first, but Mad V, it didn't matter. She gets 3 sheriff kills, collects the ult herself. Would have been nice if she paused for just a second and let Lexa get a little bit more space to regroup a little faster, but there was so much pressure while she was underneath that hell side.
Okay, Falcons, their timeout here. After 4 rounds on the trot, gotta slow it down. This would be the one that Zeta, rather than equalizing, would take back the lead. So you want Falcons to try and have that check-in, slow it down. They've got a couple of ults to play with here. Christine, what are you looking for from Falcons now that Zeta have set the tone, right? Yeah. They've set that like, hey, we're back in control here, we're back in the game. What's the answer that you'd like to see from Falcons?
I'm most curious about what this Yoru ult is coming onto the table here for, because they definitely had an idea. They prioed the Yoru ult over the ISO one 2 rounds ago, or rather 1 round ago. So now that it's on the table, we'll see what they have planned on the attack side. On the defense, it was very aggro right as those barriers went down. Let's see if this is just a simple hit find a pick and allow Lexa to use her ult to follow up and then just scale into the site, or they're looking to do the spread, do the Ascent spread and poke and prod.
Every now and then, the actual like just Christine comes out, the Ascent spread. Beautiful. But you're right, I think a lot of us will be looking towards Mary and that ult here as to how they want to apply it. On the other side, 1 away from the lockdown, they do have the OMEN ult there as well in the back pocket, 2 away from the knife. So a couple of options on the horizon for ZETA, but right now it's how do Falcons want to approach this? This attacking side has been rough for them.
She's gonna rip it. She's just gonna rip it straight up. The Volt coming through as well. Look at this, Suzu in the corner with an Odin.
Oh, that, but still look at the damage. Even though she goes down, Mary deals with her quickly, seeing it as the highest threat there was. You are still on the site, and Moko in support makes it over in time. And now suddenly, Falcons are left into the blender. ZETA not letting anyone on the site.
What a hold! What a hold! And Suzu barely even did any damage. That combo between the ISO Vuln and the Sova Shock Dart was just too much to handle. But wow, the crossfire is coming through once again. And that's kind of the issue when you don't have a Jet on the Falcon side, right? When you don't have a Jet updraft dashing onto the backlines to create even more pressure, you're unable to get out of that tiny choke point. Mary unable to TP through. She was just in her ultimate the whole time.
Yep, that's 5 rounds now in a row. This is starting to look like ZETA woke up after that first half, just had to get into the swing of things in the second. Falcons, you had that upper hand, you had that advantage. You gotta stick the landing. As it stands, they are just going straight up the gut, straight through middle. Not getting too much of a fair fight when Suzu's doing this, just sprays and prays. And Mad V's the one to answer. That's a little far for my taste here. We don't need to be overly chasing these, I think. ZETA, gotta be careful here to not drop too much. I mean, they're in a fine position financially, but still. Oh, you don't want to give them way back in.
Their toes are burning, Lauren. The toes are burning. Should be able to get the spike down here, though. 2 flankers quick on their heels.
Yeah, still got Dart, still got, I think, even the Owl Drone as well. So some decent util, but kind of noted at this point. Gonna need someone to over-deliver. Ava's the one who's got the Bulldog. The rest still just on Cherish. Paranoia is there for Toki too. There's a whole lot of other players going back in from that top side. Down towards Heaven. Toki does get one, but one's not enough. We're going to look at Ava. Can't do it. Overwhelmed, outnumbered, and ZETA with a defuse. They have not lost a round on this half yet.
Looking to set the tone here. I'm curious if Suzu's going to continue to pick up the Odin, even going into this 19th round. Surely, or rather 18th. Okay, it is 19th. Good math. But now that the knives are in her back pocket for Suzu, it is time to bust out the operator.
Yep.
Give the Odin over to UR and let the Sova do Sova things. Beautiful stuff. Operator is out. Now the ultimate's coming out for the Falcon side. Going from the ISO ultimate to last round Mary's ultimate, it was kind of underwhelming. So I'd like to see Falcons busting out their best strats, combo those ultimates together.
I mean, now's the time, isn't it, right? You're not going to get many more opportunities once you get to 11 and you look at the full hand that ZETA have. Every ult there, money, absolutely flush. And Suzu getting confident. She went nuclear before. Is it a time for it again? Already starting things off, and so composed as well. Didn't feel too flustered or threatened even then hearing Mad V coming around that corner. And the shield gets broken. Time to back away from Mad V.
So unfortunate. Good protocols coming through here for ZETA. Heard the sound cue of the shield. You might as well just spam it. See if you can get lucky, and lucky they did. Suzu should have gotten traded there.
Yeah.
Suzu should have gotten traded. Unfortunate for Falcons, but going and pressuring up this cat once again.
Yeah, this trying to flood on in. They've got the site they need, that's fine, but you look at the ults here, and already Arco's used theirs. You are going to layer that on top, and now there's problems. No safe plant just yet. Already ZETA closing in now. I think Mad V caught a touch of a tag on that, and another ult. This is 3 being burnt. This seems quite excessive, but it might be just enough. Serena gonna be pressured, and ZETA again mangling the Falcons, and oh wow, it's done for. We got Oh, the 1-2, the 1-2 punch. That is brutal here. ZETA again, their flawless side continues. And they're putting on a show, Christine.
They're sending a message, Lauren. They're sign languaging in game. They're shooting heads off in game. All the right messages are being sent, and Falcons are hearing it. And every time that Falcons have gotten towards A site, it's been almost free. They've been able to flood in, and ZETA each time have been leaning hard onto that hard flood. We love the vocal.
I mean, the thing is, how can you not love when ZETA are doing that? You know, a lot of people fell in love with the original ZETA team during Iceland, that lower bracket run, the truly playing with their entire heart on the line. But here, you're seeing something similar, right? You look at that first half, it was incredibly hard. Didn't have what they wanted. The rounds were few and far between. I think half of them were the pistol round. And it wasn't looking good. Falcons looked confident. They had Mad V looking great. You had Mary in unison, Lex, everyone was doing what they needed. Side switch. Okay, pistol round won by ZETA. Cool. Well, you know, hey, we got a game on our hands. Suddenly, you know, did what they have to. But then it has been round after round after round, and they are looking more and more confident, and that is what scares me.
It is scary, but the good news for Falcons is these ultimates that gave them those close rounds on those low buys are coming back up on the board. That round with just the Sheriffs, it was simple as hell. Just following through and allowing Mad V to rip that ultimate. So I think this round they should keep it simple again and layer those utils. Ava's ult in this Hunter's Fury should allow them to actually scale into the site. And Mad V, I expect her to try to collect this orb. Doesn't look like she wants the A main one. Doesn't look like Falcons wanna fully hit either. And that's just a simple, dry opening peek from Suzu. I wonder if Mad V didn't even have her shield proc. That hurts.
Yeah, because the ISO is frustrating to op against, but hey, that shield's not there. Fair game as anyone else. So Falcons having to go through the protocol list here, right? Check close. We've been seeing a lot of players get more confident. You got to be a little bit more worried about this. Things in line.
Unfortunate things of lacking that secondary initiator. No KO knife to alert of that slight cat push. That dart. Only spotted the Cypher.
Oh no, but Ava taking so much damage already, down to 5. You almost just want to dump the util and try and make something happen before she falls, but it's Serena to punish Lexa. Mary's made it to sight. Mary's trying to... Oh! What a shot from Mary! And again, follows up. Maybe Falcons aren't down if Mary can still stand, but a 1v3 on 11 HP. This would have to be next level work. I don't know what she's meant to do here, but she's gonna give it a go.
Time to jump. Fake teleport.
18 seconds left on the clock. She does do another fake teleport sound cue.
But look at Suzu. Oh! Look at Suzu fall, but there's just too many. And ZETA, again, continue forward, unrelenting in their march towards 13.
As soon as that operator came out on Suzu's hands, she's been finding these opening picks. It's something Falcons are gonna have to talk about. Figure out where the operator is on the line as soon as these barriers go down and go through those op protocols. This time, Mad V, she's got the ultimate on the board. Yep. All 5 members, they are very grouped right now.
Now or never, Falcons. The verge of being decimated here. They do get a player from the site. Now there's already rotations in play, and there we go, Mad V with what she needed, the pick she needed, but the site is still under pressure. They finally want it over. They finally get what they wanted here. Spike going to be picked up, but the cross is certainly not safe. Toki trying to ensure that, allow Mad V to come through that spike and get it down and planted. Arco and Serena on the other side though, swing from the smoke and they make it closer towards stairs. Toki's got to hear this, does find one, but a 1v1 and Serena! 1 in the name, and she closes out that 1v2. 13 for ZETA, flawless on this side. That is a deadly team.
Deadly indeed, and you even saw the way that they took that timing in that 2 versus 2. As soon as that spike sound came through, they knew that was their time. 2 versus 1, both players taking that duel on that lone side player, and that's a beautiful defense here for ZETA.
It is, and we need to now think about map 2 because it is going to be going to Haven after this, so don't go too far away.
Red Bull gives you wings.